My name's John Comack. I'm the owner of Green Energy Technology, which is an EV charging station company currently doing work all throughout the Northeast.
Hi, my name is Joe Camporato. I help companies get funding to grow their businesses. Here on Fun Tank, I want to help companies just like you grow fast and grow the right way.
Hi, I'm Bianca D'Alessio, founder of the Masters Division at Nest Seekers International and #1 top producing real estate broker in New York City. I can't wait to meet these hungry entrepreneurs ready and eager to grow their business and take it to the next level.
Hi, I'm Brandon Steiner, CEO of the Steiner Agency and Collectible Exchange. I'm here to help people with one of the most important aspects of business, which is marketing. As a serial entrepreneur, I love to see and meet new people with new businesses, and that's why I'm on the Fun Tank. Let's see if they're gonna get any money.
Fun Tank is presented by National Business Capital. To work with Joe's team, go to nationalbusinesscapital.com/funtank.
Welcome to Fun Tank. We've got John in the tank today, and he's going to be talking about his unique opportunity in the EV charging station business. Asking for the right amount of money is key when you're pitching your business. You don't want to ask for too much, but you definitely don't want to ask for too little. We'll let you decide if John asked for the right amount of money today.
Hi, my name is John Comack. I'm the owner of Green Energy Technology, and I'm looking for $1 million today, not tomorrow, to continue to fund my company.
Awesome. Welcome to Fun Tank, John.
I kind of stumbled into this space about 5 years ago from talking to venture capitalists and visionaries, and I find it very interesting because back 5 years ago, the entire industry was very fragmented, meaning you had to make about a dozen different phone calls to get one charging station installed. Who does the permit, who does the engineering, who does the install, who buys the equipment. So I came up with a concept of a turnkey solution just as a one-stop shop. And that's why we've been very successful in the marketplace. My company does a turnkey solution to the current situation with EV charging for trucks, buses, and cars. We do our own engineering first. Everything is driven by the data and the analyticals. We self-perform our own construction on the projects, offer financing if it's required. But most important, all of my charging stations are agnostic, which means it's an open platform system. My technology is proprietary. And then after I put the whole solution together, we plant a tree for every charging station we put in. And then we manage all the rebates and the credits on behalf of our clients. I have a lot of different types of clients right now, whether it's municipalities, bus companies, taxi companies, individual parking garages. So there's a lot of activity right now in the space.
Sounds really exciting. I really want to understand more about your business because this is really happening. It's the future. There's such a focus on electric cars. Do you have like a contract? Is it like do you own a territory, or is it just open game to put in the charging stations right now?
We're currently working right now because we have offices in Manhattan, Long Island, and Denver. So right now our geographical reach is only in the Northeast. And I've had companies try to push me to go down to Florida, not going to California. Probably our next move is going to be to expand into Texas, because that's a huge EV market right now.
And where do you install the charging stations? How does that work?
Well, you know what, Joe, that's a very good question. So the first thing I do is I understand how many electric cars are in that individual zip code. The second thing I look at is car registrations from the year before to see how many more electric vehicles have been registered in that state. But lastly, I have a company that we work with that does the data and the analyticals by address. So I can tell an individual owner how many electric cars pass his given address on a given day.
And what are the locations? Are they going in gas stations, or is it office? But like, where are they being installed?
You know what? It's all different. I hate to say it. It's some of it is municipality work. Some of it is with private developers. Shopping centers are a good source of revenue. Parking garages, and believe it or not, yellow school buses have become a very good source of revenue.
One question: why this business? What brings you to this business?
Well, let me see. We could start the story with once upon a time, and they lived happily ever after, but that would just take too long. I love what I do. That's the first thing, most important thing. The money is actually secondary. But what I do is that my background is I'm an architect by profession, but I went on to the construction side of the business about 40 years ago. So not to confuse the message, but in addition to the green energy technology company, I own a construction company for the last 15 years. So they're really two parallel companies that run side by side. So the name of the company is JGM Construction Development, and what I do is I use JGM as a subcontractor to the green energy technology for doing the install. So basically, yes, I pay myself as a subcontractor.
Yeah, so John, I'm familiar with your construction business. We've actually worked with you on some financing.
I found in business, a lot of it is more about relationships and, strategically working with people you know and you trust. Joe's and I have become very good friends, aside from, him lending me money, but he helped instrumental on the construction side to help grow the company. He's also a good golfer too.
I'm assuming the construction helps you install, right, these charging stations.
Correct.
Right? There's got to be like a contractor aspect to it.
Well, there's a synergy. So in other words, I'm more in control of my own destiny, because this way I don't sub it out to a third party, which I'm at their beck and call. I'm in control of the schedule, I'm in control of the installation, and I know how to get the work done in a timely manner.
What are your sales and how many employees do you have right now? While we're talking sales, are you profitable now, or are you?
Yes. We're very strategic in where we place the locations. I basically have 3 business models. Right now, I currently have 27 employees. What I'm also doing is you can own the stations outright. You could lease the stations if you want, but we've also started a new program where we'll own and operate the stations, and that what we've found to be probably the most profitable. And depend upon the consumption, like we're doing a job right now in the east end of Long Island, very affluent area, and we're killing it. I mean, it's just there's a lot of electric cars, a lot of disposable income out there.
Define killing it though. Help me, because I like this business.
Okay.
And the model
Do you like
seems
numbers
exciting.
more?
Well, I like the electric, but I like profit a little bit more. But also define killing it.
Well, okay, let me explain how I make money. I call it like crumbs off the table, okay? I make money on the engineering first. Obviously, I make money on the construction second. I make money on the financing if we lease the equipment. The next part is I'm actually an energy integrator where I buy electricity at 14 cents a kilowatt, and I'm able to resell it through the charging stations at anywhere from 45 to 60 cents a kilowatt.
When I stop off on the highway, I'm driving on the turnpike, and I see these charging stations, is that something in your future, or are those pretty much bought up already?
No, I actually am in the midst of negotiating a federal contract for putting in charging stations on the highways.
So how many stations do you have in total now?
367 so far to date.
Okay.
I have another 150 in the pipeline.
Okay.
We're basically almost sold out for 2023. In order to continue, and that's why I'm here today, not to beg, but to ask.
So what would your sales, sorry to interrupt, what are the sales to date? What are your sales? What is your sales this year? And
We're probably a little under 20 million right now.
And profitable on that 20 million?
Yes, except for 3 projects that we own and operate.
So 10% margin, 20% margin? Just trying to get an idea of how far.
We try to hit about a 17% profit margin.
Are you reinvesting that money right back into the business?
Absolutely. I don't
So
take
you're
it
making about $2 million, or $1.5 million, $2 million, and you're putting that right back in?
Correct. Yeah, I don't take any money out of the company.
You just want to grow faster than your profit gives you.
Yep. And I'll also explain my ultimate game plan is, we're fighting a new accounting firm, and basically I keep everything now on an accrual basis. So in 3 to 5 years from now, we've already set up that we're going to structure ourselves for an IPO.
Wow.
That's the vision.
So that money you're reinvesting into the business every year, what is that going towards?
Well, obviously overhead, marketing, and buying equipment.
So what was that catalyst in the market for you where you felt now is the time to start running?
Well, you know what? I had 2 offers on the company already. And what was interesting is the gentleman who wanted to buy my company came back a year later and doubled his offer, and I still didn't want to sell the company.
Wow, good for you.
So I said, wow, this would be easy. I just sell the company. I don't have to do this anymore. I could play a lot of golf and enjoy life.
Yeah.
It's not a bad option.
No, it's not. So, but from there, like that was kind of like, put it in the back of my head. I said, if somebody's willing to double his offer in 1 year, I said, I know there's a lot of value in that.
What is the valuation of your company, and who's your biggest competitor?
You know what? I don't have any. How do you like that? No, when you say who is your biggest competitor, I used to have a company named Voltec, which was a competitor. They just got bought by Shell Oil for $194 million. But they were more of a marketing company, not an EV charging station company.
Do you have a valuation yet for your company? Just curious, do you look at that? You think about the valuation and what you want to aspire to be?
Yes, I do have numbers in the back of my head, and I've had people do that analysis.
You don't want to share that, though?
No. I mean, I could if we make a deal right now.
Just curious to how you're thinking about the business, but more importantly, how you're thinking about it down the road. Like, it's one thing to value your company now, but what you want to value that company down the road if X, Y, and Z happens. It's a little more exciting on the landing part. Sure. When you have a growth plan that's attached to the number. Right. But, I mean, it seems like you have a pretty good handle on your business. It seems like you know what you're doing. Which is exciting, and more and more people buying electric cars. Obviously, there's no doubt. 5 years from now, you're 22 million right now. What's your goal? What's your number to be at in 5 years?
I would say way north of 100 million.
All right, John, thanks for all the info about the company. Give us a few minutes to chat, and we'll get right back to you.
All right, thank you for having me.
You got it. So what do you guys think?
Truthfully, I'm impressed by the vastness of this business and how many opportunities and how many ways he's been able to monetize the different streams of income and platforms of growing this. So it does really seem like the opportunities are endless, and it seems like he has a very good grasp and stronghold on the infrastructure and the technology that's needed in order to scale.
Yeah, agreed.
I think the business is electric. I mean, it's
no pun intended.
It's got a pop though to it. I wish he had a little more of a marketing part to him. You can see he's not a marketer, and there's a lot of marketing opportunity. You start getting landscape and people coming, especially these are not poor people. You're buying an electric car. You got to be able to sell them something else.
I do think though long term, because the opportunity is so big, he's going to have to think about raising equity at some point. Because at some point, lenders are going to start to cap out how much they're going to be willing to
It scares me he's asking for too little. That like $1 million, like it's like spinning the ocean trying to get the sea level to go up. Like it's like the way he paints this big picture, right? And all of a sudden it's like, I just need $1 million. Like, why is he asking for 5? That's what I would be looking for if I was on this kind of run. I mean, and asking for too little sometimes is like a deterrent. Almost is like asking for too much.
It's a healthy balance.
I wish he was asking for more, but settling for that, but really asking for more. That'd be a more exciting journey. I would be interested to see like what the valuation was, just to see if we want to give up a few points. It'd be interesting to go on that journey with him. Besides lending him the money, I'd be interested in going on that journey with him. Like, maybe grab a few points, be more exciting, and then push him to expand out a little bit outside of his core by bringing somebody in maybe to do some of that PR marketing part.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, if you think about it, it's like the modern day gas station, but without the bullshit of having like to deliver the gas and put in the ground and all the environmental stuff that goes along with it. You install the station, it seems pretty maintenance free.
And the real estate free too.
Yeah, and yeah, you're grabbing like little mini pieces of real estate that are income producing. So I think there's like a much bigger picture just with the business itself, and I would agree. Like, I think he needs to get clear on the valuation where he is today, but where he wants to get it to, and I don't think he should be afraid to share that, especially in today's world. I think people want to hear that, investors want to hear it.
You should come clean with valuation. I mean,
you talk
to a young kid. Before they say hello, my company's valued at 100 million. Oh, I haven't started yet.
We don't do anything.
This guy's like, well, I don't want to give that up. So it's just interesting to see the two dynamics.
It's a generational thing. It's funny. Good stuff. All right, so should we bring it back in?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. So we all had a really great discussion. We think there's an amazing opportunity with your company. Me personally, I'm excited. I think getting you up to $1 million is realistic. I need to get clear on the equipment. I need to dive into your business a little bit more.
Okay.
What I really think though, and what we talked about, is one is I think you're just going to need more money. Like I don't think $1 million is going to be enough. The opportunity is just so big. I think that I can help you with that over time. The other thing is I think, John, and I think you're doing this, right? You're trying to get ahead of this, which is really important. I see so many business owners really mess this up. They don't plan ahead from a financing perspective, and then they land one of those big government contracts that you're talking about, and then they're not prepared. So I think we need to really start having conversations, really dive in to get prepared. The other thing is, we were just talking about, Brandon was, excited about the company. Just curious, one, do you have any raises in the future to, raise equity? I do think at a point, the financing is going to start to get harder and harder. And you're going to go through these ebbs and flows as you take on debt. You'll take a step back in order to take steps forward. But there's going to be a point where the lending may cap out. And you're probably going to have to bring some equity into your company in order to probably keep the lending going.
Right.
I'm thinking advisory board too, because you really seem like you know your business, and then there's what you don't know, or what you're not thinking about, and putting a few really smart people around you that are completely thinking differently than you, different relationships, contacts.
Right.
Obviously, somebody who's influential in some different areas would be a no-brainer. And that's generally what people do when you get to your size.
Okay.
You get an advisory board, raise a little bit of money, which is going to give you which will give you evaluation whether you like it or not.
Okay.
But that's what kind of sets the tone for down the road when you want to go get a real CapEx and a multiple when you've already raised some money on a certain dollar amount, on a certain amount of revenue or profit.
I think you got to get clear at the valuation, and I think you should be okay to share it. In today's world, just the way, whether it's raising equity, getting out there, talking, have those conversations, even lenders today are, really wanting to understand, that valuation. And in the past, it was something you never would share about your company, but today it's like sharing a market cap of a publicly traded company. I mean, it's just become the norm. It's the new norm. Yeah, and I'm excited to work with you, me and my team, and I think we can get you up to that, $1 million, and then we'll see where we can go from there.
Fantastic. Again,
Awesome.
thank
Thanks
you
for coming on the show today.
very much for having me today. It sounded good. I felt good. In all honesty, it wasn't pre-rehearsed in my head. I just kind of speak from my heart, so it makes it easy. And the truth is, I love what I do, so it was very easy to speak to it. And I look forward to the relationship that I have, with Joe, and we'll go from there. Thank you for the opportunity to come here and discuss the future. I always love, people say the future. I say it all the time, the future is now, because whenever people start talking about electric vehicles, they're like, oh, it'll happen in the future. And I'm like, no, it's happening today, right in front of you.
Fun Tank is presented by National Business Capital. To work with Joe's team, go to nationalbusinesscapital.com/funtank